The Electoral College is a unique feature of the U.S. presidential election system. Here's a detailed breakdown of how it works. Purpose and structure. Purpose. The Electoral College is designed to elect the President and Vice President of the United States. It was established by the U.S. Constitution as a compromise between electing the President by popular vote and electing the President by Congress. Structure. The Electoral College consists of 538 electors. Each state's number of electors equals the sum of its senators, always 2, and representatives in the House, which is based on the state's population. Washington, D.C. has 3 electors, despite not having voting representation in Congress. Allocation of electors. State allocation. Each state's electors are allocated based on its congressional representation. For example, California, with its large population, has 54 electors, while smaller states like Wyoming have 3 electors. Reapportionment. Every 10 years following the U.S. Census, the number of representatives per state can change, which in turn changes the number of electors. This process is known as reapportionment. Election process. Popular vote. On Election Day, voters in each state cast their ballots for president and vice president. Technically, they are voting for a slate of electors pledged to their chosen candidate. Electoral votes. Each state's electors meet in their respective state capitals in December. They cast their votes for president and vice president. Most states use a winner-takes-all system, where the candidate who wins the majority of the popular vote in the state receives all of that state's electoral votes. However, Maine and Nebraska use a proportional system, allocating some electors based on congressional district results and some based on the statewide vote. Electoral vote counting and certification. In early January, the electors' votes are sent to Congress, where they are counted in a joint session presided over by the President of the Senate, who is the sitting vice president. This formal process is known as the electoral vote count. The candidate who receives a majority of electoral votes, at least 270 out of 538, is elected president. If no candidate receives a majority, the election is decided by the House of Representatives, with each state delegation casting 1 vote for one of the top 3 candidates. Contingencies and disputes. In rare cases where electors cannot fulfill their duties, states have laws to address this situation, though such instances are infrequent. Electoral disputes or challenges to results can be brought before Congress, but such challenges are relatively rare and typically resolved according to established procedures. Criticisms and debates. The Electoral College system has been criticized for several reasons, including discrepancies between popular and electoral votes. For example, a candidate can win the popular vote but lose the electoral vote, as happened in the 2000 and 2016 elections. Smaller states have a disproportionately higher influence per voter compared to larger states. The winner-takes-all system in most states can lead to a lack of representation for minority views within those states. There have been various proposals for reforming or abolishing the Electoral College, such as moving to a direct popular vote system. However, such changes would require a constitutional amendment, which is a challenging process. Historical context. The Electoral College was created by the Constitutional Convention of 1787 as a compromise between those who wanted Congress to elect the president and those who favored a direct popular vote. It reflects the framers' intent to balance state and federal interests in presidential elections. Understanding the Electoral College helps to grasp the nuances of U.S. presidential elections and the balance of power between states and the federal government.